it comes to fear, because I can tell you, I woke up one day with anxiety years ago, and it lasted for a year. Fear is a fight. You know, the Bible says God didn't give us a spirit of fear, right? It's a fight, and the way you fight it is how you fix your mind. And he tells us that we can do two things. One is to pray, right? Is to focus our mind on God, to focus our mind on his love for us, his power, as opposed to the giant or the shark or the disease or the failure or whatever it is that we're focused on. So he says, fix your thoughts. And one of the ways we do that is through a meditation. It's through prayer. It's through focusing. You know, prayer is just, is in meditating, thinking, talking with God. And as you talk with somebody, it changes what you're thinking about, what you're fixed on or what you're focused on. Yeah. And then he tells us the other way we do it, he says, is put into practice all you learned. In other words, think about where you're going and what you're doing, as opposed to the scary thing in front of you. You know, people who live through scary things do so by controlling their mind. You know, if you were underwater and your apparatus or aspirator or whatever that thing is, if that came out of your mouth, the ones who survive are the ones who fix their thoughts on getting it back into their mouth and getting oxygen, as opposed to freaking out. I was listening to pilots talk, and they said that one of the mistakes that pilots make is often, if things get really bad, there are a lot of pilots who just give up. And the pilots and people who survive a plane crash are the pilots who fight it all the way to the ground. You know, they never surrender to the fact that their engine died or there's a fire or something happened. And I think the same thing is true in life. You know, that the folks who survive scary things are the ones who fix their thoughts, control their thoughts. I can let mine get away with me, you know, and then I become anxious, I become fearful. And so it's really simple, but it's not easy to do.
Yeah. That's the truth.
You know, your mind can run crazy on you. And they say that a wise percentage of what you're afraid of happening never actually happens.
Yeah. A lot of times you build it up so big in your head of all the potential possibilities, all the scary potential possibilities. Yeah. And then sometimes even the bad case scenario isn't as bad as you had imagined it. I find that to be the case a lot, where it's not necessarily that it always works out, but a lot of times when you're sitting there dwelling on it, we make even the bad case scenario, we make it so much worse than what it's really like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's true. So don't let this scare you. Because we like to be scared for fun.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we did go to Halloween Horror Nights, and it's just basically all jump scares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody's laughing and screaming and having fun. So there's a part of that adrenaline rush that people enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. But no fun living in fear.
Yeah.
Like roller coasters, right? It's the fear of the fall that people enjoy.
Yeah.
So that is today's edition of Soul Session.